All right, so that's that for today's session. I had 2 points of emphasis in today's session. The first one was narrowing my grip on the bar. The reason for that is I wanted a tighter upper back. I experimented, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I experimented with widening my grip on the bar and that felt much worse. So I thought, what if I go in the opposite direction and narrow the grip? What will that do to my feeling in the squat? And I can tell you that I feel a lot more stable through the back, especially the upper back region. So it's something that I'm going to continue doing going forward. There's just a lot more, how do I describe it? A lot more of meat to put the bar on your back, and the muscle is a lot more kind of solid and you feel kind of more stable. So that's one point that I had. I wanted to kind of experiment with that in today's session and it kind of worked out really well. So I'm going to put that in my bag and take it to the next session as well. So I'm pleased about that. And the second point that I wanted to concentrate on for this session was pausing at the bottom. Now I have been doing pause reps here and there kind of throughout my almost 150 days with the squatting in a row. I had some good experiences, some bad experiences. When I said bad experiences, that was that I was kind of relaxing in the hold too much. I think I have kind of done that in the past. So for this session, I tried to pause my reps at the bottom, but not relax into that position. I really wanted to kind of keep my lower back straight, keep my tension there, and then kind of explode out of the bottom. Now, the reason why you would want to entertain the idea of doing a paused squat is that it teaches you how to build strength from ground zero, if you will. When you don't pause and you just kind of dip in the hole and use that stretch reflex, you have basically the wind in your back, basically. You have acceleration before your muscles are even producing force. You're kind of using the elasticity of various different structures within the muscle and also the tendons, the ligaments, you know, all of the kind of elasticity the spine provides in the legs and the hip girdle. And you use that kind of to bounce back up, and then you build speed. It's kind of like if you're into cars, it's kind of like a roll racing thing where you're kind of going 40 k's an hour and then you hit it. It's kind of like that. You're not worrying about traction from the get-go. So that's kind of the advantage of using the stretch reflex. However, if you are like me and you are kind of skeptical about your technique and you want to refine some things, it's best to go back to doing pause squats, because that teaches you positioning, that teaches you balance, it teaches you how to produce power in the initial kind of, I don't even know, 10th of the squat, because a lot of the time that's completely skipped because of the stretch reflex. So for today, I wanted to focus on that, and it felt really well. As you saw there, I hit a squat of 180. That kind of felt good, but it just goes to show you when you don't have that speed, that borrowed speed from the elasticity or from the stretch reflex, it's more of a grindy lift, because I usually hit my sticking point with some speed and I can kind of just hump or hop over that little hump that I call the sticking point. But when you don't have any speed or added speed behind your lift and you have to kind of climb over that hump, you feel it, and everything slows down and it kind of makes you fight through it with muscle rather than just speed that you borrowed from different structures. So those are the 2 points that I had. Like I said to you in the other video, yesterday's video, I've been thinking about the squat a lot. I've had a lot of success with the bench press, and I've kind of been trying to implement some of those principles that I've used there, and I've tried to kind of put that in the squatting basket and kind of go and kind of borrow some ideas from the bench program to the squatting program. Obviously there's some similarities. I'm squatting every day, I'm push-upping every day, but for me, as I've said for men, before, for me, I don't know why, upper body movements just don't fatigue me. I can do push-up every day, every single day, all year round, and I don't feel anything. Like, the other day I did 7 sets of 14 reps, whatever I'm doing now. Woke up the following day feeling fresh. If I was to do that with squatting, I'd be feeling it. So, but anyway, so that's where mine is right now. I'm trying to kind of superimpose some of these successful ideas with the bench press onto the squat, and yeah, the thing I'm doing with the push-up is that I'm kind of pausing at the bottom every time. I'm kind of using, I'm not kind of bouncing out of it. Because I'm doing 14 reps, I keep thinking to myself, let's make those reps really quality. And so to make things quality, you slow them down, right? Like you stop at the bottom and then you go from there. I think that's another reason why my bench press has been going so well, because there's so much quality every single day. I'm not worried about making 30, 40 repetitions with the push-ups because I'm going to 14. I'm going to 30% on my max. So I don't have that anxiety, or will I make it? Will I make it? There's no burn. There's nothing. I'm just going through the motions. So I think there's value in doing pause work. I'm going to continue to do that and see how my body responds, and continue kind of exploring the hip structures. Getting a little bit more vertical in the squat also helps my speed. Sometimes when I don't have the mobility and I lean over, I feel like I'm doing a deadlift. So it's really slow for me and grindy. So anyway, I'm not going to continue ranting, but that's where I'm at today. 2 points of emphasis today: a narrower rack and some pause work to re-establish my technique. Cheers guys, catch you in the next one.